This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show. Live from the Raw Radio X studios in downtown Detroit, this is the IT in the D Show.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House? Sure. Come on in.
Just where do you guys think you are?
The Library of Congress?
Detroit? Beyond the sun?
Any of those, right?
So you have no boots.
No.
You have no gloves.
No.
You have no hat.
No.
You have no scarf.
No.
You have no scraper.
No.
How long have you lived in Michigan?
All my life.
You, sir, are an idiot.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so I'm...
Well, especially with the back doors open.
We just lost our clean tag on iTunes.
Hell yeah.
Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
How are we not sponsored by PBR and Slim Jim yet?
Damn it.
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
I used to hang out at the Magumbo Bar. It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf, populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come. Shut up. Hell yeah.
This is the ladies' man.
How much scotch did you drink that night, by the way?
Half a bottle.
Okay, then shut the hell up.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat stick.
Turn your microphone off. Just get out.
Hell yeah.
You're in your underwear, I'm in my underwear. Hey, let's hang out.
No, I'm sorry, honey. I have a headache.
Spare me. I may have to wipe the geek off.
Hell yeah.
Why would, Buick put their cars next to, the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
Shut up. Stop talking.
I don't know who brought that bell in, but Bob's got a new toy.
You're not very informative, but wow, are you entertaining?
Hell yeah.
Guess Captain Soundboard doesn't know how to run the soundboard.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Are we at a break yet?
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do?
Ludicrous speed! Go!
It's Monday night. It's 9 o'clock. This is the IT.
Do you know where your children are?
Exactly.
They shouldn't be listening to this program, that's for sure.
This is the IT in the D show, presented to you for the last time by DetroitNet.org.
You yelled at me last week when I said that.
Here in the we're ready. We're ready.
We're ready.
Here in the Raw Radio Studios in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. Again, this is always Bob for the last time. The sales guy.
Monday Night.
Mr. Monday Night, Bob, the sales guy. Here with Dave the Geek, Jeff the Voice of Reason. I think we're setting a record for the most people in the studio.
It is standing room only in here for the first time. We're actually sharing headsets.
Yeah, we haven't been this full since probably the Hatch Detroit thing. The last time we had
Pretty
him.
much.
That one was worse. Yeah. But this is
right.
I bring a crowd.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Your milkshake brings all the boys to the studio.
That, Mark.
My boyfriend's not here.
ding. That is Amanda from Bamboo Detroit. We have the Bamboo team here.
Her
Thank you guys for
rolling his eyes in the corner right now.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it. We got Dave here. We got Brian here. We got Amanda. We got Mark outside. He's listening. Oh my God, we better not stop talking about him. We got Steve Gora here from Arrow Strategies. Long time. Is this your fourth time? You're third time.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say
in the back we got Jeremiah here from HellYeahDetroit.com in the house.
Woohoo.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, man.
So this is episode 33. Larry Bird.
33 and a third. Nobody in our listening audience will know what that is. That's why I didn't use an album as the
Naked
graphic.
Gun.
Yeah, Naked Gun.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
What isn't that?
The last thing O.J. Simpson did before
driving on the freeway in a Bronco.
Wasn't that the?
That was a '90s reference, though.
Yeah,
an 80s
that's
reference.
all right. Spaceballs, the sequel, was supposed to be Spaceballs 3: The Search for Spaceballs 2.
Right.
That's right.
I like the way you say balls.
balls.
As opposed to Spaceballs.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think let's just dive in right now.
Let's dive in. So
we got a laundry list.
Right. So taking care of business. Our phone number is 313-462-0107. Mike, we expect you to use that phone number if anything goes wrong with the stream tonight, because we know you're out there listening, and don't just tweet at us because we don't pay attention to the Twitter stream because we suck at this.
Yeah, last week we have to apologize real quick because we lost half the show last week.
Oh, it was actually over half.
We lost the stream during the show.
Yeah, Mike kept tweeting us saying, "Hey, I can't hear you.
We are flying tonight on a wing and a prayer."
That's right.
We're halfway there.
Who can it be? Believe it or not, it's just me.
Well, we came in and all the microphones and headsets work. And we're like, Dave, do not touch the soundboard.
Yeah, exactly. Do not. Yeah, Captain Soundboard. Do not break the soundboard.
The worst part is the Last Dragon, Bruce Leroy.
Timok
calls our show, and we lost the whole interview.
There's no proof of that whatsoever.
Hey, it's okay. He's calling back in next week.
Dave has his phone number now.
I know.
We want to talk about a geek moment. Dave got Timok's number.
He's now the ICE emergency contact on his cell phone.
Right, in case of emergency, contact Timok.
Call Bruce Leroy.
Yeah.
But this guy's in a coma. He's got the glow. It's all right.
Exactly. But so you can hit us on Twitter at IT in the D. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/IT in the D. First order of business is our event Thursday night. We do have our big, giant Magumbo Pink Slip Party taking place. We are taking it over St. Andrews Hall and basically filling it with geeks, which is still...
Job-seeking geeks.
No, just geeks. So, I mean, it's like we've always said, you know what? People show up at our big events to network just like they show up at our smaller events to find a job. So, I mean, if you're in IT and you're around the Metro Detroit area, September we had 800 and some odd people that showed up.
It's like dating. If you're just have an average girlfriend and there's a supermodel conference coming, you're gonna go and hang out and see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna window shop.
Yeah, exactly.
We had 800 and some odd people there in
Did
September.
I say that out loud?
Yeah,
and that's your inner monologue.
Yeah, and 152 of those were recruiters looking to hire people for new jobs. So I mean, it's probably going to be the same time this time.
And
around.
we'll dive in deeper with Steve, but that was the theme we were talking tonight. I'm like, how's business? He's like, hey, I can't find talent. Talent's tough.
Yeah.
So this is definitely
the market is completely turned.
So if you're in a position of leverage, this is a great venue.
And the best part is that we give you the out. You know what? You don't show up at our if the boss goes, hey, why are you going to that event? Dude, I'm just going to network and meet people.
That's right.
I'm not looking for a job. I
heard there was free Pabst.
Yeah, it's not.
Aren't we paying the beer tab for
we are.
an hour?
Yeah. We have. There will be an open bar again. There will be food brought in from Bucharest Grill again.
Oh, chicken shawarma.
Best shawarma ever, and the grape leaves and all that other fun stuff. So we are very much looking forward to it. It should be a phenomenal night. I don't know. There are still a few things in the works. We're not going to.
One or two.
Well,
are we going to have utensils this time?
Yes, we are. We're not
with your hands,
right? We're not going to have cryo because we did that in September, and then
they're done that.
Well, every friggin' company on the planet booked him. Everybody that was at our event booked him for their company Christmas party. So
he's being booked now for kids' birthday parties.
Right. So now.
So we tried to.
Everyone done that
Since it got cut out of the podcast.
So nice segment there, Dave. So go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, no. Since it got cut out of the podcast archive, so this year instead of having cryo, which was really cool, I said, we want a couple stormtroopers walking around doing security, photo ops. How ridiculous would it be to see two stormtroopers walking around a job fair?
The 501st does charity events all the time. Why not? Right?
Yeah. So I put out a feeler. They're going, hey, would you guys like to be a part of the show?
Right.
And Dave tried to book them for the Masonic event when we first did the Pink Slip Party.
Dave did book them.
Right.
I almost feel like we have to tell the whole backstory here.
Okay.
So a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Was there a trade dispute?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's actually kind of related.
Yeah, exactly. There was a trade dispute. So, when we were going to do the whole conference thing at the Masonic, and then things went sideways there, we had the 501st all queued up to be the stormtroopers and handle security for our conference. Well,
which is outstanding.
As everyone knows, wacky mayhem ensued. Yeah, wacky mayhem ensued with the Masonic, and the bill for us doing the event there went from free to $2,000 to $50,000, and we were like, screw you guys, we're going home.
Right.
And so we had to cancel.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had to cancel, and then all the other stuff. A lot of people know. There was some chaos and mayhem going on around the IT and the D name, and so we kind of had to pull back and see how all that was going to go.
So I put out feelers this time, right? And no one contacted me.
But we canceled.
Right.
So let Dave finish this.
So we told everybody, look, sorry, Wacky Mayhem has ensued.
We actually had paid sponsors and speakers lined up as well that we had to cancel.
Oh yeah, we had to go back to.
It wasn't just them.
Well, we had to go back to guys like Steve over at Arrow that had queued up to sponsor the conference and go, okay, look.
This isn't happening.
We're completely changing gears. Here's what we're doing. Are you still in? Are you still on board?
Yeah. So we weren't just singling them out.
Right. So yeah. So that, life. Okay. We canceled. We moved on, and so we're coming around to this time, and Bob goes to reach out and go.
Well, I went to reach out, and they said thanks for contacting us. We'll put it on the forum and see if anybody can go. I just needed 2 guys. I didn't want 20. I don't need it like the Comic-Con.
I was going to say that should have been the first yellow flag. Is the fact that they had to put it out to committee to find out.
No, that's how I think that's
how they do it.
That's how they do it.
I know, but it's like can't you just make a decision?
We will not be discussed in committee.
Well, so I know that's the joke. It's like you're in charge of the group. Can't you just say, "Fine, I'm going to send 3 guys."
Yeah,
and be done with it.
So I know Sabelico's friends with the guy. So I go, dude, can you find out what's going on? Because nobody's getting back with me. He goes, yeah, they're mad at you. I go, what? He goes, yeah, they're mad at you because you guys canceled the last event. And like one guy took a day off of work. And
by the way, sidebar conversation. How does Sabelico know this?
The guy, I don't know. He probably just knows. Just like, how do we know weird people? Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, one of the wrestling referees is a data center manager. It's a small world after all.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Bob.
Oh shit! Did they bring in toilet paper in the studio? Oh,
it's vintage toilet paper.
Vintage.
Oh, it's good stuff.
So it's been here since the wrestle. I feel like we're gonna have a photo of that.
I was gonna say, Jeremiah, where's the camera?
So I asked about it. They go, yeah, they're mad at you. I go, wait a minute. We burned a bridge in the Stormtrooper community. How does that even happen?
We're like the biggest nerds in the area. How do we piss off Stormtroopers?
They're mad at you.
The one group that we don't want to piss off is the Stormtroopers.
So here's me. I reach out and I wrote a really nice email.
Right.
Well, he tells me, he's like, yeah, I'm going to reach out and just see how it goes. And I'm like, no.
We want to play nice.
Screw those guys. I'm like, you want to cop an attitude? Screw you. You're done.
Yep.
He's like, no. I want to play nice. I want to try to at least extend the olive branch.
What I don't understand is why are they so bent out of shape? Were they like flying in from Hawaii?
One guy took the day off of work. That's what I heard.
But where's he driving from? Toledo?
I don't know.
I mean, for crying out loud, are we putting him that much out of?
So I wrote a really nice email.
And more to the point, with 3 weeks' notice, you can't say, hey, I'm not going to need that day off.
Or just maybe show up at your job.
So the response I got from this really nice email is, yeah, you haven't gotten any responses back on the message forum. Thank you for reaching out to us. It's like, now you're giving me an attitude. Like, you guys dress up as stormtroopers. You guys are like, it's like Halloween, and you pretend like you're like a real like Navy reenactment scene from like the Civil War.
Civil War, right?
In stormtrooper costumes.
This is bad though, right?
And you have an attitude.
It makes it worse.
Those guys don't have attitudes, though.
I think they're dead. The Civil War guys.
These guys.
Do they? I've never tried to book one.
And the best part is, like, half the guys in it are like 5'8", like 250 pounds, and it's like they're seeping out of their costumes. It's like,
aren't you a little fat for a stormtrooper?
Aren't you a little heavy to be a stormtrooper?
You're gonna get mad at me? Like, I can't. Of all the bridges, I don't think I've ever burned
like
a bridge.
A hurricane trooper.
Yeah, right.
What does the stormtrooper costume cost?
About $1,000.
You can rent one in downtown Lake Orion for like $100. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You want to volunteer, Steve?
No, absolutely not.
Well, we actually
visit Aero Strategies and see the Stormtrooper.
I mean,
I try to do less at these events, not more.
I don't know what this is.
Dave
Same here.
Dave, the speed painter guy that did my Flash Gordon.
Yeah,
he was Chewbacca for like 10 years.
Right.
I should call him. And say, are you working? You want to be Chewbacca?
Oh, get Chewbacca.
He's like 7 foot tall.
He was the guy that was on hardcore porn.
Yeah,
Pawn, right?
Not porn.
Pawn.
Freudian.
Slip of the tongue.
Tentacles. NT. Big difference.
Syphilis.
So
sound check.
So with that being said, the chapter is closed. You are you get the finger, and you're officially dead to me.
Right. That's Bob's famous line.
Yeah.
You're dead to me.
I mean, if they don't,
we're now moving on.
You get your last chance.
Beg for it now.
Yeah, the Death Star
Stormtrooper.
Jabba.
This is your last chance, Jabba.
Yeah, exactly. I have a thermal detonator in my hand, and
it's in the shape of a PBR can.
And if 2 of you guys don't show up, there's gonna be hell to pay. I swear to God.
And our lives have devolved to the point where we're threatening guys who dress up like stormtroopers.
What are we gonna do? Wait. What are we gonna do? Whip a Slim Jim at them?
No. Not hell to pay in terms of physical harm. Hell to pay in terms of mass mocking for years to come.
Because that's what we do.
Oh yeah, exactly. We will make your lives hell at every Comic-Con from now until the end of time.
Because the IT and the D show is nothing but sophomore high school.
Now I'm going to be the 502.
We're gonna be the 501c3.
No. Spaceballs. We're going to be a Spaceballs Legion, the 502, and dress up as Spaceballs and go like this every time to everybody. That's just to mock them. We're going to get the table everywhere they go. We're going to get a table next to them as Spaceballs. Hail President Screw.
And this is why I both love and hate us.
Can we talk about something serious now?
Yeah, I don't know. Can we?
I don't think so.
We have a whole laundry list of things to talk about.
It's so stupid, though.
We do. So, all right. Well,
we have to move off because Bob's not going to let it go.
Right. So let's dive into the fun one. Let's dive into the big old conspiracy theory. So Malaysia Flight 370.
That's kind of scary stuff.
That disappears off the planet.
Right.
Aliens.
Well, and two guys that are allegedly on the plane, they're not on the plane because their passports got stolen a couple months ago.
Yeah, they're safe and sound in Italy, which is kind of scary.
And but how does a plane? That's like the big. Like, how does a plane disappear in this day and age?
Ask David Copperfield.
Well, and they were saying that the oil slick.
No, there's no rotated stage. That's how we made the Statue of Liberty disappear.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
So the one link that I sent to you guys was the oil slick was a false flag, so that wasn't true. The Vietnamese Coast Guard said that they found one of the doors. That wasn't true.
Right.
So they literally have found nothing of this plane.
Yeah, a plane with what was it?
234 passengers.
Yeah, and
it's like a Boeing 77. It's like a huge plane. And it's gone.
Where did North Korea come into this? 'Cause somebody was saying that I didn't read too much about this because it's kind of one of those weird stories. But isn't North Korea like they were saying launched at them or something, or is that?
Well, the weird thing is so the radar traffic shows that the plane started to turn around at one point, like right before it disappeared.
Right.
But then again, vanished. And so like all the the experts that they're talking to and that kind of stuff, and you know how we love experts, but they say, look, at the altitude they were at when they lost contact, they were at like 35,000 feet.
Yeah, they're close to 40,000.
Right.
They could actually coast into
they said they could have drifted into Vietnam. Like even if the engines like fell off the plane, they could have drifted into Vietnam and been fine.
Right.
So they're like, what the hell happened? Just bizarre.
I mean, if it isn't so tragic, this will be like an episode of any ABC television show from the last 5 years, right? Stargate, Lost, whatever.
Maybe they went to
pick your TV show.
Well, there was an old
kind of scary.
There's an old sci-fi book that they made into a really crappy movie with Chris Christopherson of all people and Cheryl Ladd.
Your last name Christopherson. Why would you name your kid Chris?
Yeah, called Millennium. Where
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right.
So in the future, what they did is like the human race was dying off, but they had time travel, and so they would go back in time, and when there were disasters where people died, like plane crashes and that kind of stuff, they would steal the people off the plane. Like they would go back, they wouldn't stop the accident. They would go back to the plane before it crashed.
Like Quantum Leap.
Steal everybody off the plane, replace it with like miscellaneous made-up cloned body parts.
Rapists.
By the way, have you seen that? Have you seen that YouTube video called Time Holes?
No.
Where it's like a play on like Terminator.
It's a clean or dirty.
No, it's hilarious.
Cinemax After Dark.
Are you sure that's on YouTube and not you?
No, it shows this guy coming through like to current time from the future, and he's naked, and the guy walks up and goes, "Dude, we don't do that anymore. We time travel with our clothes on."
Nice.
You're a time hole. Come on.
You're a time hole.
No,
nice.
but seriously, if that's true, just imagine the time those guys are having right now. I always wanted to get into some junk where I get sucked up by aliens or something.
Well, but see, the weird thing is, though, we were actually talking about this last week, is so, like, of all places, Cracked had a great article about the 6 things that you never hear about time travel. And so, like, they talked about, like, Back to the Future 3, where he goes back to, like, 1885.
Yeah.
And so, okay, basically, if that happens, don't eat anything and don't drink anything. Yeah. Because they didn't have the food purity standards. They didn't have the water purification.
If you drank the water, you'd die with malaria within a day.
Yeah, you would die within,
but the guys who are, like, making time machines, they shoot you with something and then you can drink after.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But if you do have the power of time travel, you should really.
Is that like traveling to Asia? You have to get all the injections before you get off the plane.
Yeah.
Well, but not only that, just the simple concept of language. So look how much the English language has morphed and modified.
Thou in the time of the period.
No, if you have the power of time travel,
years,
you got to kidnap Mozart and Genghis Khan, and then help
Bill
them.
And Ted's.
Help them with your history, and help them with your history report, because that's what.
Thank you for that.
I mean, here's an unfortunate story. One of my friends from college, he was hiking in Nepal, and then he just disappeared. he was going to the Everest base camp and just disappeared. So
Like, to this day?
Yes, to this day he has disappeared. Like, it's kind of
went
sad.
From stoner to
For
serious.
his family, he's from Greece.
Kind of tragic and sad.
It's tragic, but I like in the back of my mind, I'm hoping that he's having some space adventure, like in some like far off
Yeah, you're
place.
hoping for the best.
Yeah,
He's like Flash Gordon now. He saved the Earth.
Right,
He saved every one of us.
yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
We only have 9 minutes, but we have to save the Earth.
Flash, we have 8 minutes to save the Earth.
Was it 8 minutes? Sorry, it's like 7-minute abs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 6-minute abs.
Exactly. I'm on 0 minute halves.
We can always hope.
Right. Yeah, you're the guy that bought the the spray tan pack, like it's the little the plastic kit that you throw on your stomach and you spray tan over it so it makes you look like you
it looks like a beer six pack.
Yeah.
And it's plastic. You pull on it, and when you let go, it's like the lines are in there.
Yeah, exactly. And then you spray paint it. So what's
We're
next on our
outstanding.
list?
So we always love stories about tracking and all that fun stuff. So let's talk about Disney for a sec.
It doesn't-
This is going to be Bob's favorite one.
Here's the
Disney's
scenario.
launching My Magic Plus.
So here's the scenario. You go up to a kiosk.
I was just at Disney too. This is kind of scary.
You're at a kiosk. You order 2 chicken sandwiches and 2 pops.
Yep.
And you go sit down.
Here you are, Mr. Walton.
And then here, 10 minutes later, here you are, and here's your chicken sandwiches. And then how the hell do you know I was sitting here?
Right.
And they have a
It's
technology.
the fun little wristband that you're wearing that you got when you checked
$1 billion
in.
technology that is they know every minute of every second where you are.
So it's crowd control, right? So you voluntarily participate in this program. So if you buy a ticket to Disney, you can put on this little wristband, and it's got an RF chip in it, so they can track you throughout the park. Right, so if you go in a concession booth or whatever, and like Bob says, if you order a sandwich or whatever, and you go sit at a table, they don't have to do anything else. You just sit there at the table, and they know exactly where you're sitting, what you ordered, how long you've been in the park. If
How
you
many drinks I want?
Exactly.
4 turkey legs, Mr. Bob.
It's like
4
cell
fried
phones
chickens and a
everywhere
Diet
else.
Coke.
You've already had 3 today. You don't need another one. Yes, I do.
So I'm
What
reading
else can you order?
I'm reading this earlier today, and it's I laughed when it said, it's a customer encrypted database or whatever. It's like, yeah,
Right.
that's
my ass.
Yeah, that's going to last like whole 10 minutes.
Yeah, so was Target's.
Right, exactly.
So I think this is a test bed. It's a
but it's not only that, but it's they could track your hotel.
Yep.
You
Well,
can
if you're staying on site,
if you're
yeah.
staying on site, if you need to take the tram,
Yeah.
it'll beep, say, hey, the tram's coming, whatever. So yeah, I mean,
You've been in the bathroom 12 times. You're
Right.
feeling all right, Mr. Waltenspiel?
Yeah, Mr. Waltenspiel, are you aware that Imodium AD is available?
I had Pizza Hut last night.
We've got a passenger on Space Mountain who's passed out from too many beers.
I don't know what's more crazy. I heard that Disney is $100 now.
It's not as expensive as
with,
I took the
with
family there
tax,
twice.
with
Yeah.
tax, it's $109.
Yeah.
Right.
If you go, you got to go for 5
Steve,
days.
But Steve, that's if you don't buy anything.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Just thinking of
it's
the
only
park.
$500 a day.
If you just walk in the park and don't do anything, it'll cost you what,
the best thing,
$9.
if you go 5 days, it's like $150.
right?
A day or
No,
per?
for the whole thing.
Is that
Oh,
for
okay.
all
So it's-
5 parks?
Yeah, so you can hop. I've taken the kids twice already. So
But you know
it's
what?
not that bad.
So
Yeah.
hot down there in summer.
Oh, it was nuts.
No, the time to go was like April,
Yeah.
or like
Now.
late
That's
April.
nuts,
Yeah,
Lots of
Right.
lots of powder and no, I'm kidding. And golf dry shirts.
What does the powder do?
So what's next on our list?
What?
I don't want to talk about Disney
I
anymore
didn't
because this is
that's
going to
what
piss
fat
me
guys
off.
do, and they go to the sweaty parks.
Speaking of golf dry shirts, last week's episode, not this Sunday, so no spoiler alert, but when they were in the pro shop and your buddy Daryl was there, I figured, why wouldn't you get a nice golf dry shirt and wear that around to save the
I'm
world?
talking Walking Dead.
Yes, Walking Dead.
How does everybody know what you're talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why don't you get a dry
Yeah,
shirt?
you were like, I'm like, what? The episode of our show? What?
sorry. So Walking Dead, they're in there. What's her name?
Because
gets
he's
one.
rough, man. You don't.
He's
got street cred. You don't want to put on a pink golf shirt if you got street cred.
Put on anything, right?
It's not Haas.
You can still wear your
Where's that bell?
I like pink.
So no, but that's the thing because we talked about this with the Wi-Fi that like grocery stores, Costco, and all that. They'll check your phone and they'll check traffic store patterns, so they know where to place things of high profitability and all that.
Right.
And Dave, you went nuts. You're like, I don't want them to track me. This is bullshit.
I don't.
And then with Disney, you said
I
nothing.
don't.
Yeah, but the thing with Disney though, it's totally.
Okay, how did you send it across
You
to
know
us?
you're in a fantasy.
Dave's
when
gonna
you
get
want-
pissed.
Yeah, your email was, this is the one Dave's going to go off about. Link. I felt that needed no commentary because yes, that's exactly the kind of crap that I hate.
So what's the best other than they know where you sit to bring your chicken sandwich? What the hell else is it good for?
Well, other than it's crowd control from a logistical point of view from their side of trying to manage where people are flowing to and from within the park. Right, and it's also a way for
They're
them.
all at Space Mountain,
but it's also
News at 11. I mean,
it's also for them to expedite the checkout process.
You know what? Space Mountain hasn't been as good ever since they turned the lights on inside.
Dude, the lights are not on. I was just there.
No,
really?
No,
did they turn them back off?
That sucked.
No, dude.
Oh yeah, for like 4 or 5 years at least they had the lights on.
I was just there. The lights are totally off.
Good.
It's pitch black. Absolutely pitch black.
That was the worst ride in the history of my life.
Yes.
Hated it.
You don't like
Space Mountain?
No,
Awesome.
I hated it with every vein of my being.
Why?
Because the lights are off.
Oh.
I don't know where the hell I'm good. It's like drive and then turn the lights off. Close your eyes and drive. It sucked.
Isn't it like you every Monday night leaving from here?
Pretty much. I got one eye open.
Yeah, I'm like passing you like you're on your phone. Like.
So here's a good time distortion thing for you, and see if this like registers properly with you. So the
42.
The Fukushima meltdown.
What'd you call me?
Was 3 years ago today.
Well, radioactive waste is still washing up in San Francisco.
Yeah, 3 years ago today.
They're reading radiation in St. Louis.
They said it's basically going to take them the next 40 years to disassemble. Those reactors.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I for some reason, like it seemed a lot. You know, it's like the whole, hey, somebody said 10 years ago, and I thought they were talking about the 90s, not 2004. For some reason, that seemed like it was like last year, maybe 2 years ago to me.
So flying back from Italy a couple weeks ago, I'm watching that Tom Hanks movie. Watching that Tom Hanks movie. Captain Phillips.
Pasta.
Yeah. And that's a story about the hijackers in Ethiopia.
Yes.
That took place in real life in 2004?
Yeah.
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap, wasn't that like last year?
It's like Full Metal Jacket against like Vietnam. It's like that was like 10 years later.
Yeah, speaking of which, so speaking of Ethiopia.
Of Full Metal Jacket.
No, speaking of Ethiopia, so Russ is back in town as of this Friday.
This Friday,
he'll be back in on the air with us next Monday night, which is very, very cool.
Very cool.
As a selfish prick, did he get a bunch of the beer stuff that he promised?
Actually, they're waiting.
I wanted a Happy Meal from that Golden Arch McDonald's wannabe.
The McDowell's.
The McDowell's. Exactly.
All right, hey, believe it or not, we're actually up against our first break.
Oh my God, this is the IT and the D show.
So we will we'll hop back.
No,
in.
this is the IT and the D show.
We'll be right back.
I will. Really? Film at 11. So we'll hop back in talking about Bamboo and Aero Strategies in our event Thursday night when we get back.
This is the IT and the D show.
We'll be right back.
Now you're allowed.
T in the D. Read, meet, listen.
One of the best companies to work for in Michigan for 9 consecutive years. 3-time Best of the Best award winner. The 5th fastest growing staffing firm in the country. Sound like a place you'd like to work? Aero Strategies is hiring experienced recruiters. If your current employer is stopping you from maximizing your potential earnings and abilities, join Aero Strategies. Our unique performance-driven environment will position you to be the best. Grow your recruiting career. Call me at 248-502-2500 and ask for Kelly. 248-502-2500.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT and the D Show.
And welcome back. This is segment 2, episode 33 of the IT and the D show here in the Raw Radio Studios.
And we're still broadcasting. I'm listening to it.
Is it on? It's not. We haven't lost anything yet?
No, we haven't lost anything.
The day isn't done yet.
Well, of course, now I'm in full-blown paranoia mode. So, like last week, I wasn't paying attention.
Just don't touch the soundboard. Just leave it alone. Maybe shake the mouse.
So in the first segment, we talked about our Pink Slip Party, which is coming up on the on 313
Thursday.
Hashtag 313 Day. And
did you even say that?
I did. I wanted to see the looks on your faces.
I think it's actually 313 Love. I'm not sure.
No.
D Love. 313 D Love.
No, we're 313 D Booty Call. Is what we are. That's right.
I don't know what goes on at your parties.
Well, it is after hours. So.
It is an open bar.
That's right. Yeah, we are paying for the booze.
We're not here to judge.
So we have the Bamboo Detroit folks in the house. We have Amanda.
Hello.
Hi. How are you? We have Mark and Dave. Mark's not on the mic.
Am I Mark?
And Brian.
Brian.
All right, yeah.
I'll get it right one of these days.
I so want to make a, what's the matter, Bob? They all look alike, joke?
Dude, we made fun of Dave for like the first 4 episodes, like totally forgetting everyone's names. The first 4 episodes.
That's why I write them down now.
Yeah, he writes them down.
I don't bring notes.
We need like little 10 cards for everyone. So yeah, it's Brian and Dave.
I feel like that was a black joke.
No.
Which is okay. We're totally okay with that.
Dave's wearing.
And we're done.
Exactly. Yeah, in case you missed the intro, we are the whitest guys you'll ever meet in your life. That's, yeah.
So, interesting conversation we were having at 3rd Street before this. You were talking about connectivity issues. Being in Detroit, I think that's a huge. But then you said you had
running a business in Detroit has got to be a huge issue with internet.
Well,
and anything,
I guess so.
Anything.
Well,
IT.
it's just
People
it's
don't
just
like it for some reason.
Well, so take a step back. So Bamboo Detroit, co-working space, located in the Grand Circus area, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, we're right downtown. We're in the Central Business District. So we're 2 blocks away from the CompuWare headquarters, right by Ford Field, Greektown, everything. Prime spot for business.
So, and it's a co-working space, so people come to you to find a place to park, hang out, do their work, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so obviously connectivity is a big issue for you guys because, I mean, with the area, all the entrepreneurs in the area and people want to play and people obviously want to hop online. So what kind of an issue does that cause?
Sure. So when we started Bamboo Detroit, this is the last thing that we expected to run into,
again,
right?
so,
is
and
connectivity
Dave,
issues.
Again, just to take a step back. So David and you are...
Yes. Co-founder.
Okay.
Yes, along with Brian and Amanda and Mike
Okay.
Polito, who's not here.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we give everybody credit.
Sure.
I write these names down for a reason.
I think we're running out of beer. Standing room only in the studio. We're actually running out of beer.
All right, we'll go make a run.
Seriously, Dave, tell them how
we
you
got
would think
started.
you could start a business
Yeah.
in a wonderful city like Detroit.
Well, we made all the other plans in the world that we could to start a business, and it came to almost opening day, and we found out that we couldn't get internet right in the heart of downtown Detroit, which to me is absolutely ridiculous.
But like it's just not possible?
Well, to our building.
Well, that's a showstopper, is it not?
56K.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so what is it, 1995?
Correction on that. We could get internet. It was just not up to par.
Were you passing out AOL discs?
So AOL did a drop.
I got one of those in the mail not too long
We can give you $1,200 baud. Would that be enough for you?
Yeah, $300 a month for 56K.
Right.
Yeah, so
ISDN lines for everyone.
we basically found that we could only get like 3 megabits per second right
Oh
to
my
our
God.
building, which is just unacceptable, right?
Right.
Hashtag first world problems.
I can only get 3 megabits per second.
Yeah. So wait. So all of our listeners in Kenya are pissed off right now.
Right. Hence Loon Balloon, right?
Right.
From Google.
So, anyway.
So I mean, we went through every avenue that we could, looking at every internet service provider in the area, and they all basically turned us down.
And if you trench
One
fiber,
after
you're
another.
paying out of the
But wait, turned you down? Why?
To get cable internet.
Okay,
so we have a
what-
DSL line.
So like, what is the issue? Is it they literally won't run the lines? Is it the building infrastructure?
Yeah,
Because
there's
there's
been a
been
little
issues
bit
with
of-
this building, and I know, like I'm aware of those, like just trying to get backup and redundant carriers to drop lines in here has been a pain in the ass.
Sure.
So I guess I'm not completely surprised, but wow.
Well, we're 2 blocks from Ford Field.
Right.
Right.
But it's a trench and conduit.
But you know what? You're 2 blocks from Ford Field, so
Yeah, right. So they're taking all our internet.
Right, exactly.
There's no more internet left for us.
No, but it's a trench and conduit thing. You're dealing.
Wasn't that a South Park episode?
Yeah.
Gonna head out to California way. I hear there's some internet left out there.
So we honestly don't even have a clear explanation of what's going on here.
It's a trench and conduit thing because
It is. It's an ordinance thing with the city.
Everything's so old underneath; it's all antiquated. You
But why
can't.
don't
I mean, why can't you get at your house though? I mean,
Zing's not doing what he's doing anymore.
Oh, he's not?
I don't say if
think so.
anyone knows anything about this, would be you, Bob.
Yeah. I mean, I could, Zing, Detroit. I mean, Tolly Marcus, he was putting gig circuits from rooftop to rooftop 8 years ago.
Yeah, Nikola Tesla was sending wireless power 100 years ago, and we still have that one figured out, right?
Yeah, right.
Nope. Exactly.
Point taken.
Yeah.
let's just say a company that rhymes with Lomcast or Tomcast or
You can actually say Comcast.
Yeah, okay, yeah. They wanted to charge us $30,000, 40 grand, to get internet to our building, so they can provide us their wonderful service.
And you just said, "You're dead to me. Here's the finger."
Oh my God.
Pretty much. Well, we were told that it was due to a city ordinance that prevented directional boring. which is their preferred method of running the conduit. And so they would have to dig a trench, so open trench.
That sounds like attending that other event that Amanda was talking about. Directionally boring.
Wait, they actually had to do a trench run. I don't understand.
Yeah, they had to close Gratiot to get us internet. Apparently.
What?
Yeah, seriously. Let's talk about the city for 1 second, really quickly.
Go ahead.
We tried to get their attention about this for months. And then we put a piece in the Detroit News.
You can't be the only ones. You can't be the only ones.
Yeah, an opinion ad, and then all of a sudden we get emails from their like lead attorney, like, oh,
so you take it to social media, and all of a sudden things happen.
No, to the Detroit News.
It was Detroit News.
So their lead attorney drops you a note, but say the CTO for Wayne County didn't drop you a note.
No. The lead attorney says,
did they have one at the time?
Send us exactly what you guys are talking about so we can hunt it down. Like, oh, okay.
You got to call Rob Wolchek these days just to get anything done this damn city.
Right, exactly.
I'm
pretty sure problem solvers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was all laid out in the article. We'd like to have internet. We do not have internet. It's a pain in the ass to get internet.
And more importantly, we're willing to pay for internet.
Right. How many more details do you need there, Skippy?
I mean, we wanted to pay day one to get this set up, and we're at month 9-ish.
Something like that.
And you guys have paying tenants now at Bamboo,
we
don't
have
you?
40 members, but we want to have more, and we have so much energy.
And I think that's a running problem. Real quick, like there was a news article that came out. Jeremiah, you probably saw it about Royal Oak is like the tech hub now, and like all these businesses.
Forget that.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I read that today. And
I'll be honest with you.
I actually thought it was a joke when I read that.
Well, I was talking to this guy who sold a tech company out in Portland. He was like, "Why do you want to put your company in Detroit?" I was like,
"Why not?"
Excuse me?
Exactly.
No, so my take, if I want to open up a business, I want to be in Detroit
because I don't want to be where it's rainy and the suicide rate is 80%,
and I don't want to wear flannel.
I mean, the truth is, those suburbs do not exist without Detroit. So I mean, all this delusion about.
We've had this conversation a million times. So like 3 years ago, when we decided we were going to do an event at Hockeytown Cafe, and like so we got the.
Oh, this is the Kryptonite.
Yeah, the Suburbanite Kryptonite. Yeah. So we had they gave us the top floor of the Hockeytown Cafe. We got Illich Holdings to give us a block of like 80 tickets to a Red Wings game 2 weeks before the end of the season. Red Wings Canucks.
Wow.
Not a bad setup.
Yeah. We had like what, a dozen people show up?
No, so I posted on the Facebook page and say, hey, here's the deal. This is the scoop. Everybody come on down. The very first comment was like some suburban housewife looking chick that was like, why don't you get a bus to pick us up in Royal Oak? Because
I'm sure she's never been to Detroit.
Exactly.
Or she hasn't been here in like 15 years.
Nobody wants to drive downtown. Nobody wants to I'm like, we're not taking you to a rave in the warehouse district. It's goddamn Hockeytown Cafe and the Joe. What's wrong with you?
Well, it's like your intro. Then don't come.
Then don't come. Shut up.
That's just disgusting.
To people like that, I like to say, you know what? I would hand carry you down to downtown Detroit and give you a tour of all of my favorite places.
Exactly.
And then maybe you can have an opinion on downtown Detroit.
Right. I mean, I travel all over the country. You'd be amazed how many jokes I get. Oh, the backhanded. Oh, you didn't bring a gun in the office, did you, Waldenspiel?
I'm so bad at vacation in Detroit. I used to have one of those T-shirts. I remember those days.
Yeah. Have you guys been to Tenderloin in San Francisco?
No.
It's terrible. Like, jeez, this is San Francisco. San Francisco's like 4 miles.
Right.
And it's like this area where Twitter, thankfully, like put their headquarters in.
Okay.
And I'm just like, are people defecating? Right? There are people defecating in the streets.
What?
We don't see that in Detroit, do we? People urinating like on themselves.
I wouldn't say that.
It's too cold.
And like all this.
Because it's so cold in the D.
So I was in Florida last week too.
Have you ever been to Frisco and you realize Detroit dropped the ball when they didn't make an 8-lane boulevarded highway from Belle Isle to the Ambassador Bridge? Because I walked around Frisco and I go, do you realize like this is really close to what Detroit looks like?
Yeah.
If they did it this way,
right?
They're like, you're full of shit. I'm like, no, this is like
we have less hills.
That too,
right? Exactly.
I'm just talking about that from where the Giants play to the wharf.
Nope, totally.
And I'm like,
no, you need a major boulevard there.
Yeah.
Aren't they talking about like redoing 375 to make it like a pedestrian?
They need to.
Like deleting it, please.
Yeah.
No, like the tech phrase.
getting rid of whatever the phrase is to make it not a freeway anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what we need.
Turn it into an underground parking structure and walkable.
They need more parking.
That sounds kind of dangerous.
That's actually that's what Detroit needs.
So actually, no, they don't need more parking. What they need is non-flexible terms about parking, because that's the one thing that always kills me whenever we go down.
It's like $5
It's
or
$5. Well, no, it's $5 all day, and then when you get there and you park at like 4 o'clock for our event, he's like, okay, well, it's $15. Well, but your sign says $5 all day.
Only
Well, but it's not day anymore.
Only if there's a Tigers game.
Drives me. Then the guy's like, give me your keys. I'm like, kiss my ass. I'm not giving you my keys.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny about that?
He's like, how long are you going to be there? I'm like, I don't know. Like 2 hours? Well, then it's 20.
Yeah, you and I argued with the guy for like an hour.
I don't argue with anyone. I'm the nicest guy in the world.
No, I mean, like,
that sign says $7. I'm not giving you. You give me 15 or you not park here.
There's a great guy on Randolph that calls me brother all the time. Which I like.
Dude, there's guys on Randolph that call me brother all the time.
Like, I love it.
He calls me brother, man. Don't feel special.
Yeah, I know.
That's not a black thing, so he calls us brothers.
Okay, all right. Well, I thought I was in the club.
Anyway.
So that guy at St. Andrews, though, where we park.
Yeah, over by Jacoby's.
Every time we go there, and I hand him money, I go, here's $5. He goes, what are you here for? And I go, nothing. He goes,
what? The next time he says it, just I'm here to drop the bodies off.
15. I go, it says 5. Getting the same argument. I go, I'll give you 10. And he goes, fine, you're the last one.
Yeah, there's like 10 guys behind you.
Yes, because he knows all of a sudden you just like fell upon a night shift that you never knew about.
And he knows once I get out of my car, there's no way I'm getting back in my car and hitting reverse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's a big game night. Really, who's playing? I don't know. UD's field hockey team against
right.
So let's reel this back in real quick.
So anyways, back to Bamboo.
So 9 months in and still nada?
Still working out our internet problem. So like right now we're getting 4 or 5 megs per second. Something like that, and we're supposed to be getting fiber installed this Thursday. Yeah.
Who's bringing that in?
Yeah, let's just be
a company that rhymes with Bay TNT.
Bay B&B. B&B, Airbnb.
Yeah, they're supposed to be installing our internet on Thursday, so we're really looking forward to that.
Good luck with that.
Guys, let me just say something about
spinning beach balls will be the new theme in the office.
Well, I mean, so this is a testament to all the members that you guys have so far that have been, I guess, for lack of a better way of saying it, putting up with it, being loyal to
Absolutely. So we're very, very grateful to all.
Because you guys are growing,
including Jeremiah.
and despite of all these setbacks, you guys are growing. Because I hear your announcements all the time. We just signed another member.
Sure. So just to steal Brian's term again, that's representative of all of the pent up demand that exists.
Okay, so let me can I put a little background to that? Every time Dave speaks at a public event, whether it be at some big this or that, like he's always stealing my lines.
I love it.
Like every time. And
I have no idea what that's
welcome
like.
to
I was going to say, welcome to our world. Like, I'll start to say something and Dave will complete my sentence. It's like we're married for crying out loud.
Brian is my ghostwriter.
I used to credit Dave with this one line. He talks about Google Plus being the gym membership of the internet. Everybody rushes to sign up, and then no one goes.
He's been using that line since like 2007.
I used to quote him, and now I just use it. It's mine.
Like now, like we've reached the point in our friendship where like we can't even remember whose stories are whose anymore.
Oh, sure.
No, because
every time I say something,
actually, I don't want some of Bob's stories.
I send him a text and apologize and just say, Brian, I'm sorry for using that. You know?
I had an argument with who came up with IT and the DS. I did, and I emailed it to you two. Jeff said he hated it, and Dave went and registered it. And they're like, no, I came up with the name. I'm like, here's the email, buttholes. It's right here.
See, that's the one benefit of having Gmail.
Right,
you can archive everything.
I spent all that time contemplating and thinking of these deep philosophical thing.
So Dave
can steal them and become
Dave
popular.
goes out and actually acts on your ideas. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's
well, you know what? I
so what you're saying is Bamboo is actually your idea, but he stole it?
No, it's actually Dave's idea. In fact,
this is like
I had
Google?
no. Check this out. Exactly. I had the shingles at the time that Dave was pitching.
A roofer?
Yeah, no, shingles, like the thing where you shake a little bit. No,
bad joke. No,
seriously, I was like bedridden for like 8 weeks.
Oh,
and then
sorry.
Dave was like, all the time I saw him, I was like, let's start a co-working space. Let's start a co.
I said it like 10
if I'm laid up with the shingles, the last thing I'm talking about is work.
Yeah, exactly.
And co-working.
I am a real estate developer.
My body is on fire. Get away from me.
It's like saying you have lupus or like Lyme disease. Everyone laughs. Like it's like really serious shit. You're like you have shingles. Like what's wrong with you? Like
shingles. It's not
you know what? Hey, let's go start a co-working space.
Right.
It's what you get after you have chicken pox.
Right.
That's all it is.
So you get delirious. Yeah, I'm gonna open up a business in a building with no internet connectivity.
That's right. I'm gonna open up a business where everybody depends on the internet in a building with no internet.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
Hey,
when
that's
you
the
have
new
shingles.
disease in Detroit. That's
Bamboo Detroit is the underdog in the city, so we have to.
Well, I wanted to talk about your competition,
Yeah,
because
so-
I mean, it's the whole co-working space is heating up.
Yeah,
right?
first of
Yeah,
all,
it
we
is.
have no competition.
We're not in competition. We cater to our.
It's like us. You have pretenders and wannabes.
Right.
No, we
have,
just
like,
we
our
try not to
own-
think of it that way.
Yeah, I mean, people tell us they want to join because of the people we have at our space. So we have a
Which is very
really,
cool.
really, really great community, and you can't replace anything but a great group of people.
So we talk about
And it's
co-working a
so-
lot, though.
so
Very true.
awesome.
Right.
And it's like, you know what? There's definitely, if we opened up with 15 people and we're at 40 in like 6-9 months, and we haven't done anything. We have no
I was gonna
marketing
say,
budget.
yeah,
nothing. It's all word of mouth.
Brian's like,
I mean,
We've been working very hard. This is our maximum capacity.
yeah, Dave's over actually throwing Slim Jims at him.
I'm just saying organic growth.
Ixnay on the upping nay.
No, I'm just saying this is organic, so clearly there's a
Aren't
need
you a
for
blogger,
it.
Mr. Perneur? Come on.
Like Amanda said, this is our maximum capacity, and we could not grow over this amount.
We
right
just
now.
sit at roasting plant all day talking about Missionpreneur. I don't know what the hell is growing about. No, so here's
We
we
would
talk
like
about
to stop for a commercial break.
we talk about not to be serious on this show or anything. We talk about co-working all the time.
Heaven forbid.
And there's 20 different flavors of co-working, right? And there's the ones where everybody's just kind of sitting with their head down, nobody's talking, nobody's collaborating. There's somewhere,
It's like study hall.
right? But like
Well, it's
you
like
know,
detention in high school.
if you have like 14 web designers in there and they're all doing their own projects, it's kind of like you just bought like a cube, right? I think to be done properly, people need to like share ideas, network, collaborate.
Absolutely.
You know, are you providing that? You know, not are they doing it on their own, or are you providing something for them to like to get that done?
So we try to provide a balance. We have some people that like to come in, work, get their just get it done and get out.
Right.
And others that like to collaborate, and some who like to do both. So one of the solutions that we came up with for that was to have a little placard that is red and green. When it's red, don't talk to me unless the building is burning down. When it's green,
That's awesome.
They need to do that for bars.
Or Bill Clinton walks in.
That's like
is that like the
Brazilian steakhouse.
Brazilian? Thank you. I was gonna say
exactly.
that's
Come give me
steakhouse.
meat.
They need to do that for
Yeah,
bars.
come bring me meat on a stick. Yes.
I'll be so isolating that.
Oh, that was a great soundbite.
But I know what he's talking about because I.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
More seriously though,
More meat, no more meat. Yeah.
we were interviewed by what was one of those?
Which actually brings us back
economy
to San
things?
Francisco, the Tenderloin. Anyway.
Well, no, we were interviewed by Exconomy like when we first started, and like something came. Okay, whatever. Something interesting came out where like she said something like we're like a family style co-working space, like Italian family food or whatever. And
Well,
we just,
it looks like an
that kind of
Italian
sticks,
place. Yeah.
you know. And like we just call ourselves that. We're like a family style co-working space. We just
And Mike's the Italian.
well, Mike isn't Italian. He's
Yeah.
not here. He has really slicked back here. He's an East Side Italian.
So I guess from a business
He's not here
standpoint,
to defend himself.
so what?
We love Mike.
Those are the best times. That's
Exactly.
That's when I tell all the good stories about you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
So like what does membership involve? What does it entail? What is it like what does being a member at Bamboo Detroit mean and take?
So that means that you can come visit us anytime, 24/7. Our doors are open. You have access to our key card, or you have a key card, and you can get in anytime. You get a conference room or access to conference room. You get a shared desk space. You get coffee, Wi-Fi. So it's much like a coffee shop, but without that, atmosphere that's not necessarily conducive to work.
And do you have tiered pricing options for like dedicated? Like, do you have a desk, or is it like like a warm desk type of thing?
So we tried that out, and we didn't like it.
Not so much.
Yeah, it's more come and go. So it's like a gym membership.
Gotcha.
So you come in,
People do use
you
it,
work.
though.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So everybody only shows
Exactly. It's not like Google Plus.
no, so everybody shows up on January 1st and they're gone by about January 14th.
It's so funny.
So how does that work? So have you ever had an incident where somebody shows up and they're like the 11th guy in like there's 10 seats?
No,
we have not had that yet.
Okay.
No. So we have like 3,200 square feet, and we have 40 members, but we've only had 20 people there at once.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
But you have people there that are there essentially full time, right? Like that's their location for their business.
Like I was gonna say, are there people that are there every single day, or is it?
A lot of people have their address there, but we have a variety. We have a few people who are in LA and Detroit and travel, or New York
no
and
kidding.
Detroit. We're kind of like And then we do have a handful of people that are there pretty much daily, and then some that use it at night when they have 2 jobs and they're working on a startup. Right. Others who are traveling a lot. So I think we just fit that need for a lot of people.
That's so actually that's an interesting point. So like I could get mail there.
Yeah. We have mailing address. We have, it can be your home for your job or your office in Detroit when maybe you have another location.
Is that a differentiating factor? If I can say that correctly.
First F-bomb of the night.
He said, if I can say that correctly.
Yeah.
I'm being open 24/7. No,
open 24/7. I mean, coming, going all hours of the night. I mean, is that different from other co-working spaces or what?
It is. And one of our members, he lives in Lansing,
right?
And he takes like the megabus at 12 o'clock.
He's a PhD student at Michigan State, and he operates his business out of Bamboo. And he would take the bus here almost at least every weekend. He was there today, I think.
Wow,
he's originally from Togo, Africa, and he said that he wanted to be in Detroit over East Lansing because he just felt like we had more entrepreneurial movement there, and he's sort of figuring out what incubators work so he can go back home and create something. So that kind of like.
I'm sure all the couch burning in East Lansing might have been too much of a reminder of home. So
that's what you see.
I mean, you have a business district in Lansing, and you have that. There's actually the Hatchery, which is an incubator in the East Lansing area. You have student entrepreneurs at MSU, so you have some activity there. But he was just really drawn to Detroit, and he goes out of his way to come there. Yeah,
right.
They're harboring baristas in the East Lansing one.
We're talking about a guy that is studying economics at Michigan State. He's going to go back home to Togo to open up a venture capital firm.
Really?
And so he's come to Detroit to study this and to learn from other entrepreneurs.
That's very cool.
Of all places to try. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I've heard of like colo spaces that are a little bit different, a little bit more traditional. Do you guys offer like the answering service where they can plug a number to you guys and you guys answer their phone, whatever their call is?
Our people don't have phones. Like they use email. Like they're just that way.
Or cell phones.
Or their cell, I would assume.
Almost like so no matter what they say their location in Detroit's Bamboo, blah blah blah. So no, but
well, that was one thing that we talked about when we first opened.
Yeah, do you do like a shared admin?
Exactly. We said if we get a lot of requests to do that, then we'll look at something like that. But no one has requested.
No one asked.
Everybody's single number these days anyway.
I think people just really want to be a part of what's happening in Detroit. Like even though for instance, like the internet. Like the internet sucks sometimes. But it's like people are so positive on like the fact that
there's a vibe, there's
we're
an energy
in Detroit,
here. Right.
We're working together,
there's a
we're
love,
all
man.
suffering through it. Because I always say that people who live in Detroit, you like being abused slightly. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a love-hate relationship. Like Detroit abuses you, but
especially if you're laughing back.
Especially if you're a spirit of a hashtag, yeah.
You know how I explain Detroit when I go travel out of town and people talk smack? I go, you know what? It's that dirty pair of jeans you've had for 20 years, and you're going to wear them every Saturday night, and so help me. And people are going to make fun of you about it, but so help me God, those are my favorite pair of jeans, and there's no way I'm trading them in for anything.
Exactly. That's my little brother, and no one's going to talk about him but me.
Exactly.
And you guys asked what type of co-working, is there collaboration that happens? And I would just say, just in this room alone, Mark helps me with web development work on my website. I contribute weekly to Hell Yeah Detroit. I mean, he does kind of, but I love Hell Yeah Detroit. I don't have to contribute
there
weekly,
might be a
but I want to help. I want to help a Bamboo member do something good in Detroit, and then we the three of us brainstorm and we offer our own, marketing, consulting, all types of stuff to our members, and that is so valuable to just be able to walk up to someone and say, "Hey, can you help me with this?"
All right, so that brings up a good point. How did you guys all meet?
I met Dave at one of those DNU Tech events, which
something like
Bamboo's
that,
now the sort of like
at a what event? I'm sorry.
It's called
the DNU Tech guys.
No, sorry, it was Lean Startup, and Bamboo's now the host of Lean Startup now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
you guys just hit it off and said, "Hey, we're both entrepreneurs. I want to start a business. I want to do co-working."
We just
I just met you. This is crazy.
We got talking.
Here's my number. Let's start a co-working space, maybe.
with no internet connectivity.
I really like your bald head, Dave. No, no, it all starts with drinking. So we did a little bit of that, and then
amen.
I swear to God, Dave asked me about 13 times before I understood what co-working was. He's like, "Yeah, Brian, things are going really cool in Detroit. Let's start a co-working space. Let's start a co-working space."
Right.
And then one day we're walking out Dave and I took romantic strolls in downtown Detroit, just looking at the buildings. And one day we're walking out.
You realize we're totally going to isolate that. Absolutely, we're going to isolate you. You are now part of our intro.
Okay. Honestly, no, we won't, because anything that says Dave and I were taking romantic strolls.
Exactly.
Actually, we took strolls. They weren't very romantic.
That's hurt my feelings, Dave.
All right, well, hey, I'll tell you what. Let's dive back into the story on the flip side of the break.
Right,
We're
another question.
Yeah, we're already up against 10 o'clock, so we'll dive back more with Bamboo. We'll hook in with Steve from Aero Strategies more, and we'll be right back.
Can I talk?
Absolutely.
This is the IT and the D show.
We'll be right back.
Read, meet, listen.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
One of the best companies to work for in Michigan for 9 consecutive years. 3-time Best of the Best award winner. The 5th fastest growing staffing firm in the country. Sound like a place you'd like to work? Aero Strategies is hiring experienced recruiters. If your current employer is stopping you from maximizing your potential earnings and abilities, join Aero Strategies. Our unique performance-driven environment will position you to be the best. Grow your recruiting career. Call me at 248-502-2500 and ask for Kelly. 248-502-2500.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
I love to hate you. I love to hate
Right. Like I was talking to a guy.
And welcome back to the IT and the D show. This is episode 3. Segment 3 of segment 3 of episode 33.
We're actually on the air.
Yeah, we're 33.3 now. Yeah.
And we're 30 seconds in apparently.
Yeah.
What did I just
Captain
say?
Soundboard knows how to run the soundboard. We'll edit it out in post.
Apparently, we're having side conversations.
We are live in the Raw Radio X studios in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. Again, this is Bob the Sales Guy here with Dave the Geek, Jeff the Voice of Reason, full studio, Bamboo Detroit folks, Steve Gore here from Aero Strategies, Jeremiah from Hell Yeah Detroit. We're having a ball.
Yeah, so again, just to cover all the basics, our phone number is 313-462-0107. You can find us on Twitter at IT in the D. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/IT in the D. And we do have our event Thursday night, St. Andrews Hall, 5 o'clock.
Be there.
We're expecting another 700-800 people. Open bar, food from Bucharest Grill.
No band this time. I think it's better conducive for
it'll be good.
Done.
Well, we have other stuff to occupy the stage.
Just a couple things.
Yeah.
Just
so.
One or two surprises.
So we were talking about that romantic stroll down was it Michigan Avenue?
It was downtown around
downtown. So how you guys met?
All right. So I mean, let's just go back to the romantic stroll. So. I mean, Dave and I were walking around downtown, and this is literally the 10th time that Dave said to me, Brian, let's start a co-working space.
Okay.
And I'm just like, what is a co-working space? But finally, this time, it dawned on me that our business partner, Mike Ferlito, his dad had the second floor available.
No, wait. You got to back up a little bit.
Right.
It was
this sounds just like us.
So
wow, excuse us, Dave. This is like marriage counseling.
we did used to take walks like downtown, just searching for inspiration and just talking. And we were outside of Harmony Park.
I saw you and
Harmony
walking in the rain.
Now called
Harmony Park.
He said, if you like pina colada.
And when Brian says that, it did not hit him the first 9 times I mentioned it, it's true. Right, so we were walking outside of Harmony Park, and I said, "Brian, let's start a co-working space."
Okay,
and he literally looked up.
He had the whole dog now I know that.
Sony dog.
He goes, "Oh," and he points over to the building across the parking lot, and he says, "Oh, we can start one right here. I know the guy that owns this building. Let's do it." It's like 2:00 in the morning, and he calls Mike at 2:00, and he's like, "Let's do this co-working space."
Really?
And we were like, "All right, well, let's see how this goes." Oh, and 5:00 in the morning, and the next day, he calls me and says, "All right, Mike's in. Let's do it."
But no, really unfortunate part of the story. This is
a relative of Mike that actually owns.
No, Mike's dad. But check this out. Really unfortunate part of the story. I'm bringing all the sad things into the story. Mark's dad was in the hospital at this time.
Oh yeah.
And so Mike comes to his dad like, Dad, we want to do this thing.
Hurry up and sign the papers.
Yeah. it's like Lex Luthor signing over the yacht. Here, just sign your name.
While you're on that morphine drip, go ahead and sign this. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did get an angel investor from Mike's dad. So Mike's dad did help us start Bamboo.
Okay.
Which was really great because he helped out with some of the the leasing and getting some furniture and stuff like that. So that was really great. Yeah.
No, very cool.
Yeah.
So now, are you guys going to come float around Thursday night?
No, Amanda signed up for that other event. She's not.
One of our members actually asked to throw an event at Bamboo, so I'll probably have to, sneak out for a few minutes to come see you guys.
Where's your event?
There can be only
St.
one,
Andrews.
Amanda. There can be
that's
only
right
one.
down the street. We can
Free
walk
beer
over
at our event.
Yeah.
We can do
There's
it.
free
We
beer.
can make it work.
Chicken shawarma. Need we say more?
Oh,
What time's it start?
And we're not talking about how much
5
we love
o'clock.
each other, so it's even better.
Well, we'll just talk when to come over after.
We're there 5 to 9.
I'll make an announcement. Seriously.
Yeah, and then we'll be at Mr. Steve's.
I was going to say,
We'll
you're
be
at
at Mr.
Jacoby's or
Steve's.
Miss
That's
Steve's.
okay. You guys-
You have
No, we're going to talk about how we like this city.
Yeah, not that we love the city, we just like it.
We like.
We like it. All right, so talking about Thursday night, I do want to
register.
like Detroit.com.
Like for Detroit.
Run that. So talking about Thursday night, so Steve, Arrow is one of our sponsors. Yeah. So Arrow is one of our sponsors for Thursday night, and for the third time now. So as long as we've been running at St. Andrews, you guys have been engaged.
You guys are awesome.
So what's Arrow strategies for those that don't know that might be tuning in for the first time? What is Arrow strategy? Although they've heard the commercial twice now, so, but it's only to hire recruiters. So you guys need a commercial actually looking for techies.
Absolutely. Well, that's the problem is that we need so many IT folks right now here in Metro Detroit that's why we're trying to hire recruiters so bad.
Really?
So Arrow is one of Metro Detroit's. This is where our home base is, but we are one of the
apparently fifth fastest growing nationally. From the commercial.
Absolutely. We are one of the best to work for here in Metro Detroit. One of the talent acquisition firms here in Metro Detroit. But
are you a talent magnet?
Talent magnets, rock stars,
You're
blah, blah, blah.
research optimist.
Yeah.
Right.
But I guess the biggest thing is we love coming to the events. Obviously, we've been there third time now. You've
been coming a lot more than just the pink slip parties. You've been around
like 5 years.
Forever, yeah.
Just since 2007.
Since when you started shaving.
Wait, have you?
Wait, didn't we cut his tie off in 2007 at Black Fin?
Is my mustache coming in? Or
your mustache?
Can you grow one for the Thursday?
No.
By Thursday? You got to give me 2 weeks.
I was going to say it would take him like 7 months to grow a mustache.
That's me.
No, the one I'll be honest with you, not to pat you on the back or anything. Like all the other talent or all the other recruiting companies, people jump ship all the time. There's people changing jobs all the time. You're the one that nobody bitches about their job there. Everyone's pretty much stayed there since I've met you 5 years ago. And you guys are adding people all the time.
Growing leaps and bounds. Yeah,
Everybody except for stupid Matt Kahn who quit. But other than that,
right.
And what's funny is I actually took him out the other night about it. It was funny. We shed some beers and laughed and. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, the core Arrow crew is still the core Arrow crew. I mean, they've been there forever.
They haven't changed, and I'm trying to get a bunch more. You guys meet a new guy every week, so we're always adding to the team doing it. And
you brought a new guy out to a Detroit pub.
Yep, absolutely. That was Tim, and so I've been there 7.5 years so far.
That's like a lifetime in IT. It really is.
Oh, in IT staffing, that's like
7
dog
lifetimes.
years.
Yes, you're like the grandfather at Arrow. Yeah,
right.
I've been going to this high school for 7.5 years. I'm no dummy.
You're right.
but absolutely. So I guess my only tip of advice to anybody out there that's thinking about going to this event, you don't have to be looking for a job to come. It's good networking. Talk to recruiters. Believe me, I got a beer. I'm going to have a beer in my hand the entire time.
Right.
I'll tell you what I'm seeing, what I'm not seeing. Anybody that knows me, I'm pretty honest about everything. Yeah. I'm not gonna BS you one bit. But come out there, talk to us, see what's going on. There might be a better opportunity out there. There might not. I'll tell you. I'll be pretty honest with you. If you have a good gig right now, with what you're making, with where's going on with the market.
Well, and we heard that from Martello when he was shopping around. I mean, one of the things, and you were one of the guys he mentioned where he was like, "Yeah, apparently I'm not going to leave the job I have because I'm never going to find this anywhere ever."
Yep, absolutely.
If you're comfortable and you're doing what you love, so be it. That's totally fine.
So now our pay rate's going up now that there's a talent shortage.
Not just pay, but what companies are paying attention to right now is they're paying attention to the work-life balance, letting you work from home, what they're paying
That's
for.
That's becoming bigger and bigger. It really is.
Yeah. so there's that balance that you're seeing out there. So we're getting guys in here that are talking that might be making, you know, market rate in terms of salary, but then we start digging into it, and then they go, oh, but I get 4 weeks vacation. Oh, and I work from home twice a day, and I get my internet paid for at home. And I go, you might want to stop talking to me and start, you know, kissing some other person's ass, because there's
you've got a pretty sweet setup.
You know, honestly, Dave, it sounds like, you know, back in the days when we were GLTG, where it, you know, the salary was the same as what you would get at another IT firm, but if, like Steve, to your point, if you're paying somebody's, you know, car payment, or you're paying somebody's home internet, or you're paying, you know, a hiring bonus,
or it's work environment. I took less money to go to Cisco to leave Dell, and I'd do it in a second.
Yeah,
I would do it in a heartbeat.
It's all the fringe benefits that you get that a lot of people don't really talk about or don't realize when they're shopping around. Or it's not just straight salary anymore.
They don't put the dollar amount on it in terms of commute or whatever they value. It could
the I-75 dread commute.
Exactly. It could be anything. So that's huge for sure. So
we've talked about it with me. I mean, my God, I mean, just the change from driving 696 to driving 94 has made my life so much better.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have less gray hair, right?
Oh God, 696 was the bane of my existence for,
and that's a that's the hard part.
You were about to get a helicopter pilot license, right?
Yeah. No, and that's the hard part about going down to Detroit these days is it's so much going on that, like, you know, we were talking to one of the CompuWare guys, Paul Kaiser, and he's like, dude, it took me an hour and a half to get from the D to Rochester Hills.
Well, God, the couple times whenever we have events or we have, you know, meetings or anything downtown, if we're not going to be done by 3 o'clock, don't book it.
I live in Oxford. It takes me an hour to get down there regardless.
So it takes you an hour to get anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If I have to go down there during rush hour, forget it.
Yeah, it takes you an hour to stop seeing cows.
Good thing no other big city has this problem.
Right.
New York or Philadelphia or Chicago.
Yeah, but they have trains. They have trains, though.
Very good point.
Yeah, no, I lived in D.C. and D.C. was ridiculous.
But you know what, to your point, I mean, more and more younger people are moving into the city for that very reason. All right.
Yeah, I can't relate. I live downtown.
Let's just talk about how
But you eliminated the problem for you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a 4-minute walk to work now, and it's great.
The problem with that,
the
problem with that, though, is you have no excuse on snow days. Like when the weather is terrible, dude, I can't get to work. Dude, you walk. It'll take you 8 minutes, not for you.
Yeah,
put your snowshoes on.
But it's up. Right, it's uphill.
Both ways.
And the funny thing about working from home is Monday is WebEx day for us, right? And the outfit us with like the telepresence, the big, huge HD cameras. No one wants to turn them on, right? So they're like, guys, and the managers are like, why don't you turn your video on? I'm like, I don't want anyone to see my mug. I can talk just fine.
I don't have on pants.
That's Friday. Risky Business Friday.
Risky Business Fridays, we call them. Dress shirt, no pants.
Pink fuzzy bunny slippers.
I'm thinking of a Will Ferrell skit on Saturday Night Live where he didn't have on any pants.
Right.
In the office.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, but that's a good point.
The pants aren't
right. So I mean, are you guys seeing a lot more draw and a lot more pull downtown? You know, from an Arrow perspective.
Yes. Absolutely.
I thought you were going to stop there. That was a good answer, Steve.
Thank you for calling.
See you guys. No, yes. Obviously, a lot of companies are coming down here. We work with some companies that actually just relocated down here. That is one of those things that the first thing we do is when we're talking to a new candidate, we go, are you willing to go downtown?
I was going to say, is that a lot of culture shock for somebody that's like not used to that, I guess, downtown movement where, you know, they're new to the IT industry, Metro Detroit or whatever. They're like, oh, I can work in Southfield. Well, we have an awesome opportunity for you, but guess what? It's in Detroit.
Absolutely. Our biggest client, Blue Cross Blue Shield, they moved everybody downtown.
Right.
So we have, it's almost polarizing. It's either people that go, I'm drawing that line. I'm not going downtown. Don't even call me about it. Or they're going, hey, I'm willing to do it. I want to live downtown. I want to be part of the city. I want to be part of the back.
That's one of my things, Steve, is like I love going downtown. I've been going downtown since I've been able to drive. My parents would never take me. But you know, like, hey, let's come have coffee at my office. Like, that's great. But now I got to deal with that shit-ass $15 parking lot guy and then walk for, you know what I mean? I granted it's a big city problem. But, like, that's why I think people went out to the burbs. It's like, you know, free parking, you don't have to walk far, you know, and I'd rather go downtown 99 times out of 100. But just to me, like,
well, it's like us. We can't do our big events in the burbs.
No.
It doesn't work. I mean, you know, I mean, we had a great relationship with we had a great relationship with the Post Novi, you know, and we hit $700 plus there, but I mean, even that was okay. It's Novi, and we still got kind of pushback about it, so we ran downtown.
Yeah, there's nothing in Royal Oak. Where you Royal Oak Music Theater? Then they want $3,500 to walk in,
just to open the doors. Yeah, nice. Thanks.
Yeah, no thanks.
So what are you seeing from an Arrow perspective? I mean, what other than obviously the ones we always joke about, .NET mobile app dev,
Purple Squirrel,
right?
Yeah, Purple Squirrel.
I laugh every time I see that on LinkedIn. Need .NET developers, like no, you and everyone else in town.
Yeah, everybody needs .NET.
I need air.
Yeah.
.NET mobile app dev Oxygen. Thanks.
Exactly.
We're all in. Yeah,
thanks a lot.
We're seeing the spectrum. Everything from not even to be cliche. Did my headset just go out?
No, you're good.
We hear you just fine. Yeah.
So we need everything from IT help desk up to director level, product managers, just about everything. So we're pretty busy, just about all over. So whatever it is, we're seeing it. We need it. We can do it for sure.
So now one of my things was, especially with the shortage of .NET development, like if you're a Blue Cross, for example, like why aren't you sponsoring classes or certification courses or anything for that matter to get, guys up to speed or get your talent organically then instead of doing it the other way around? Do you follow what I'm saying?
I do, and I think it depends on a lot about what they need at the time. So
they don't want to grow their own cucumbers; they'd rather buy them from
not necessarily.
Yeah, but what I mean,
let me back up a little bit. Blue Cross isn't the guy hiring all the .NET. They're not.
Right.
They're not the vacuum.
Sure.
So Blue Cross has everything from mainframe, which is your DB2 COBOL guys, which we still have a lot of guys there. I think we have close to 200 people there now.
Wow.
To Java, to everything. So they hire just about everything, and then we have some hotshot front end guys, usability, user experience guys there as well, handling your Blue Cross experience that are handling the main website. So they're not the vacuum. That's so to answer your question. Yes, but no. They still have some legacy stuff they need to keep going. They're still doing.
Well, and Big Iron will never go away. I mean, there's always going to be that mainframe world. It's impossible to think that it'll go away.
Right. Absolutely. So that's always going to happen. The companies that are hiring a lot of .NET are your smaller, mid-sized companies that don't have your Big Iron, don't have maybe the licenses for Java, whatever. They found that their application runs best on a Microsoft platform, and that's where it's going. So those companies are in demand. They're the ones hiring. They're the ones hiring .NET folks. And
cool. Are you seeing a lot of permanent placement, like contract to hire type of positions?
Absolutely. 2012 was huge for direct hire and contract to hire for us. It was the biggest year that I've ever seen where companies were buying out contracts early.
Really?
Which doesn't make sense whatsoever. So 2013 still was big on direct and contract to hire.
Okay.
And we're still seeing the same trend coming in 2014, which is good. But we're busy for sure.
I mean, not to get political or anything, but is like the whole healthcare thing coming into play with that? Well, like, are you seeing like negotiating people coming in and saying, I don't need the healthcare or I don't need certain benefits. I just need a straight hourly wage type of thing?
Not at this point. I don't think people are educated enough to understand. No one understands it, right?
Right.
So no one understands that if
not even the people that wrote it.
well, exactly. So. We're a huge player. Obviously, it's big business for us at Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Sure.
However, I don't know if people know what's going on. And again, I couldn't even explain to you what's going on. If you were a contractor going, all right, I'm gonna decline Arrow's benefits and go off on my own.
Right, 1099 me, and what's that going to involve?
And how does that work? Because I don't know if you're offered, I don't quote me on this. Believe me, I'm no.
It's not like anyone's
ACA.
listening. You're good.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm just going to be indicted.
Don't worry, the stream cut out 20 minutes ago. You're fine.
My boy Obama will indict me tomorrow. But I don't know if part of Obamacare, if you are offered benefits in one source that you can decline them and then go on the exchange.
On the exchange,
I have no idea how that works.
Yeah. I was just curious, like what what you were seeing from a demand point of view from the job seeker, like if they cared one way or the other. So I was just
No, I mean obviously they're looking at healthcare costs everywhere.
Sure.
One of the things that's becoming more of negotiations now more than ever is we're talking to them. We're going, what are you paying out of pocket right now for your premiums for what type of coverage?
Yeah.
And some people are going, oh, I spend $1,000 a month for bare bones, whatever.
Well, it's almost like you're educating them on what you're offering them from a fringe benefit.
Well, it's almost like total cost of ownership when it comes to computers and systems and all that kind of stuff. What's your total cost of employment?
They're like, holy crap! I guess this is a good deal. And it may be $5,000 less, but
it's not $100 here or there. It's $400 or $500 or $1,000. So we're talking about that more than ever. And some of our clients have very good benefits. So when they hire in, we're able to sell that going, you're going to pay zero out of pocket, whatever benefits.
Yeah, you would hope that Blue Cross has really good benefits.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. I imagine they do. Obviously, as Arrow, them being our biggest client, we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, benefits to all of our employees.
Cool. Blue Cross get on the exchange and shop around.
They are on it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm saying shop around for their employees.
Oh,
can't do that. I don't know. Is that a dumb question? Or?
No, I can see where you're going.
It's like telling the McDonald's guy.
Is it kind of funny?
It's like telling the McDonald's guy to go eat at Subway for lunch.
Yeah,
you're at McDonald's.
Go have a Whopper.
I don't think you want to at that point. I don't know what the subs. I don't know.
The Wendy straws are not compatible with the McDonald's cups.
It's all about subsidies and what you get from the government and what you're making at the time. I think it matters for each individual.
Hey, Steve, we're up on a break. We're gonna
So you're gonna have not at all. So you're gonna have a whole bunch of people there on Thursday night, and it's arrowstrategies.com. We'll have all the links and all that fun stuff. We'll dive back in on the flip side of the break. We'll come back and touch a little bit more on Bamboo. We'll dive a little bit into Hell Yeah Detroit, and that's what we'll do on the flip side.
This is the information technology in the Detroit
podcast. We'll be right back. I don't know what that was, but we'll be right back.
In the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
One of the best companies to work for in Michigan for 9 consecutive years. 3-time Best of the Best award winner. The 5th fastest growing staffing firm in the country. Sound like a place you'd like to work? Arrow Strategies is hiring experienced recruiters. If your current employer is stopping you from maximizing your potential earnings and abilities, join Arrow Strategies. Our unique performance-driven environment will position you to be the best. Grow your recruiting career. Call me at 248-502-2500 and ask for Kelly. 248-502-2500.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
Give me maybe.
This is the 4th episode. I sung that song.
Segment.
The 4th segment. What did I say? Song?
Are you still talking?
It's the 4th segment. Episode 33, Larry Bird, here at the ITTD Show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry. Here at Robert AMX Studios, live in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This show's been a goof the whole entire time.
It was like 50 degrees outside.
It's been awesome. This has been a fun show. I'm happy with this.
Absolutely.
I like a standing room only in here.
Yeah. So our event, again, just to make
Jeremiah's
sure
on the mic.
How you doing?
Good. My gosh. Wow.
Nice.
Then we have the most famous guest ever, Jeremiah from HellYeahDetroit.com.
Dr. J.
Oh, my God.
The famous non-guest ever, the first time on the microphone.
Yeah, you're right.
It only took me, 30 episodes?
It only took you 30. It's like, please, for crying out loud.
It only took us. Does that make me like the 30-year-old virgin?
Well, you've been in the room like 7 times.
Are you?
I know you're not a virgin, Jeremiah. It's like, please come to the microphone. You're like, no, I'm good. But finally,
You've been in the room 7 times. You're finally doing it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
I like that. 7 times, finally doing it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
He went under the shirt, over the bra. That's his style.
I am the innuendo queen.
Really? I thought he was Dr. J with the hook.
So we diving into Hell Yeah. What's going on these days?
We are. So I guess, and you guys will be at our event Thursday night as well. So you'll be down in St. Andrews with us, hanging out.
So
Absolutely.
I think it's funny, just to shut the story real quick before we dive in, is how we met is because the whole, we won the best blogger over Jeremiah back in 2010? for CBS.
No,
in 11.
2012.
Is that 010? How does that work?
I told my boss at the time, it's like, there's no way we're winning. We're going up against a wall of nerds. Right. It's just not going to happen.
I've never been called a wall of nerds before.
They've got every script known to mankind to fix
Power
voting.
up the clickety-click.
Well, no, and that was the first night I met you was when you were with Chris up at Augie's.
Steve, the beer is empty.
Yep, and I was just like, who's this guy? It's like, oh, it's Dave. Oh
yeah,
that Dave.
That was Oh, you're the Detroit Hub guy. Oh yeah, you're the Detroit Net guy.
Oh.
Sorry.
Is that when you're running that? Excuse me. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Yeah, Chris Osgood made it into the.
Why didn't you just start mining bitcoins with those?
Yeah, who knew? how dumb was I? Yeah, Al Sabatka wound up being the Zamboni driver at the All-Star game that year in a completely unrelated.
Dave takes credit. Dave takes credit for getting Chris Osgood to the All-Star game. So to this day, he's convinced he did it.
Hey, have you seen the bot that he
let
runs
a man
on
have
websites?
dreams, Bob.
I don't know
Let a
what
man
bots
have
are.
dreams.
He was here,
and then
he was here, and then he was the starting goalie.
I don't know what bots are.
Phantom friends.
Right.
It's hiring Indian people to go clickety-click.
Yeah, but Bob doesn't know how planes fly.
It's kind of like our IT and the D Facebook page is a bunch of turkey trots. Is that what it was?
Yeah, the turkey bomb. Yeah.
You know it's getting cold again, Bob. You might need a scraper.
No, I don't want one.
Yeah. So what's going on with Hell Yeah, man? I mean, you guys are, blowing up and doing all kinds of, you just had a great story about the whole Shinola thing. Everybody freaked out. The Shinola clock downtown got tagged.
I've never seen so much.
All right, that only took what, like 5 hours?
Wait, well, yeah, but you know what? It's a 1 foot by 1 foot piece of graffiti, and people act like the Rensen got bombed or something. Like I can't even believe.
Can't say bomb on a plane.
But I'm gonna flip
This
that
is
on
not a plane.
I'm gonna flip
and
that
Bob
on
doesn't know how to fly it.
But I'm gonna flip that on its head. It's a case of city pride. Because Shinola is something that's Detroit-based,
Yeah,
born and bred,
but you see the comments, it's like, this is why we can't have anything nice.
Right.
Bob.
I mean, guys, seriously, like Jeremiah says, it's like 2 feet. I mean, come on. And other cities have these problems. I mean, it's not that big a deal.
You know what?
Well, Detroit, seriously, not 1 second though. Seriously, when I saw Jeremiah writing about this, I was like, oh, I'm about to lose a friend because I was going to be so mad if he started getting on this nonsense about like this freaking clock getting written on. I mean, it's just stupid to me.
So what you're saying is, like, had the clock been rooted out of the ground and hauled away, that would have been one thing. But just the fact that it was tagged is fine.
What I'm saying is, like, just because like Detroit has like a problem like this, like graffiti, like, do we all need to like pretend like the apocalypse is happening?
Well, because everything's amplified here.
But no, that's my point.
Right, I mean, graffiti's not a big deal in other places because they clean it. San Francisco spends $20 million a year, so that's basically like 3-4 Belle Isles.
But see, that's my point.
On cleaning graffiti, and we don't do that here because, well, we're broke.
But see, that's my point. Is Detroit, just like any other city, has a graffiti problem. I totally understand it. But the point is, Shinola it has that excitement behind it. It has that city pride behind it, and the fact that they were out there.
Everybody likes to build someone up to take them down.
The fact that they were out there for 6 hours and somebody already tagged it pisses people off.
Right.
But what Shinola did as a good owner is they went and repainted it. I mean, why?
Wait, they actually took care of something?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
And if other people in the city would do that to their own property, then we'd have a city that was like halfway normal.
See now, Jeremiah, I drive around the city all the time.
Exactly.
I drive around the city all the time, and I feel like the Will Ferrell meme. It's just like, I'm not even mad. That's amazing. I see like this graffiti. It's like 100-foot tall, like street sign in the middle of the I-94, like 8 lanes, and someone tagged that in the middle. It's like,
that's
what?
impressive.
How did you do that? Are you Spider-Man?
That's pretty cool.
This way, MDOT spends like $500,000. Well, and MDOT spends like $500,000 a year cleaning up just I-94.
Right.
Because of all that.
Well, there's like those
crazy acrobats.
When you come down 75 and there's like those projects, there's like letters that are like 6 stories tall. It's like, I want to watch that. That's amazing. Like
can we not get caught while he was doing it? Like,
well, can we set up cameras just to film that? Because that would be a reality TV show.
Drones, that's what the drones are for. There's drones.
There's street signs
well, you know what? We joke about it, but let's make that happen because that would be a hell of a reality TV show.
Well, it also sounds like a great retail store. Dave's Drones Incorporated.
Awesome. Done.
Yeah.
So I guess hellyeahdetroit.com.
It just moves right on from that.
Yeah. So hellyeahdetroit.com. I mean, you guys have exploded over the course of the past like 6 months. I mean, you've gone from launching the site to, you're what, 24, 25,000 likes on Facebook?
Almost 30,000 now.
Yep, you're cranking it on page views.
Are they all from Turkey?
No turkey bombs here.
No turkey bombs?
No turkey bombs.
Oh, excellent.
So I mean, and you've got a hell of honestly, the one we always like pass around is the best dive bars to hit in Detroit. And you do. I mean, you are phenomenal with here's your top 10 list of this. Here's your the top 10 things you need to do here. Here's your top 10 dive bars. There's a lot of great content out there, and it's the three of you that are basically running it in your free time, kind of like we do with this.
Yeah, I mean, completely. I mean, the reality is this was born in a bar, and the first version,
like us.
and the first version was coded about 6 whiskeys in. So I mean,
fantastic.
Sounds like us.
Sounds like us.
No wonder we get along. But the thing is that we actually really didn't think this was going to catch at first. Like the first couple months, we just put stuff out there, and we're like, do people even want this?
Right.
Because it's like you're so used to the standard media landscape and all those other things.
That's what their stupid podcast.
Who's
Well, at what point did you I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, and the thing is that we were just like, well, do people want this? Because I mean, we don't think we're that important after all. In the free press and the news and all the people do really important and good work. We figured we could do something different. We wanted to see if people would resonate with it. And then we did this silly meme where we got a picture of Van Gogh, and it really looked like he was mean mugging.
Nice.
It was like hands off of our Art LA or something, and then all of a sudden it just started going up and up, and then we kept putting content out there, and then there was just a few posts before then, and then the first dive bar post, I got to give credit where credit's due. Rusty Young and Patrick McNamara, those guys are crazy. I mean, they bike from. Yeah, Rusty.
Russ, where are you?
Right here, Dad.
And I mean, these guys are crazy. They biked from one end of 8 Mile at Telegraph and 8 Mile.
That's a great story.
All the way. They crashed a yacht auction at the Grosse Pointe Yacht Club.
Fantastic.
And I mean, this is the kind of stuff that we just decided to go out there and do it and enjoy the city and experience the city. And it's called Hell Yeah Detroit, but it's not all positive. It's more about having constructive conversations, I feel like
hell yeah.
Which I feel like is the whole. You know what I mean? Because everyone can go after page views, and honestly, we don't really care necessarily about page views. For us, it's what can we add to the conversation? What is interesting? There's a lot of stories we don't do just because we don't have anything to say.
Right.
We're not just going to fill it in there with we have to post on this. Well, that's what the news people
That's what the Free Press and Detroit News do.
That's their job. That's not our job.
Has there been a point where you've been labeled the media?
Hilariously, yes. And then
we have, for crying out loud, Jeff.
No, I know. The funny thing is
I'm
that
asking the question.
We're labeled the media, but a lot of times, traditional people look at us because we do things differently. And I don't care what you call us. Call us 3 drunks. That's fine.
I mean,
again, same here.
But, that's my point. I mean, to Bob's point, we've been labeled the media. That's why I was asking the questions. Really? We're the media. Really?
Amanda's got something to hop in here with.
Jeremiah, I think you make a really good point there, kind of talking about how you formed a brand. And I guess when you think about Detroit News, Free Press, they do good work, but I don't know. I think there's something different about developing a brand, and I'm curious if you want to share a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, they definitely have their own brands. It's just they did it more than 100 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
a different medium, too.
And a different medium. And the thing is that, what we found doing a little bit of data analysis, because lo and behold, we listen to your show, we're geeks.
So you're the one.
We're the one person. We were the first listener or something, second. The thing is about it is that
we'll get you a trophy.
We need to pass out
second
trophies.
Best blog in Detroit?
A duck. We'll get you a duck.
A duck.
Can we give him a slow clap? Anyway.
But
he totally lost his train of thought.
Yeah.
Totally. Thank you very much.
I just looked up from Telegraph and 8 Mile to the Grosse Pointe Yacht Club, and it's saying that it's 30 miles.
Yeah. And they spent the night at the Suez Motel in between.
That's awesome.
With bars on the windows.
Yeah. That's why it's a great story. They took not motorcycles. They took bicycles.
Nancy Kerrigan says, what?
To have a great story to tell for the site. That's phenomenal.
You'll reference Nancy Kerrigan.
Exactly.
Were they wearing flak jackets?
Why?
No, you know what's hilarious is
two white guys on bicycles.
Go on the site.
.com.
Well, we need to get that website.
Well, and have you met Patrick and Rusty?
Did you guys run across Miley Cyrus on that trip?
Two dopey white guys on bicycles.
Hey, Dave. They are two bros.
Seriously. When they come into Bamboo, like they go into the conference room, and all they are doing is just like typing away. I'm just like, there's a great story coming out right there.
One of the great stories was we had a business lunch at the Brazilian Steakhouse. This was like 2010, and I said, "Did you guys just see that?" And they're like, "What?" I go, there was a white girl jogging, and no one was chasing her. And they're like, "What? Like Detroit's coming back, man!" That was like the turning point.
That's my gauge.
Bob, brosonbikes.com. Get it?
There you go.
That's right.
One thing I've learned from Jeremiah.
8 Mile is a diverse place, an interesting place, and it's not just one story.
Well, it's the DMZ between the suburbs and the city.
And I bet you there's a lot of stories in other DMZs in the world, and there's here. But the thing is this is one that everyone can visit, and I think in some ways should. If you're interested, if you want to push your boundaries a little bit, I think it's good. I mean, look, you can go on the video and see a video of Patrick dancing with a man in drag. Because that's what was there.
Because that's what Patrick does.
Right. That's fine.
But you know what? But you know what?
That's see that other places, but that's
what the internet is for. I mean, that's what it was invented for, right?
Well, exactly. I mean, we just don't take ourselves too seriously.
Right.
Because
again, that's why we get along so well.
Well, there you go. But I mean, I think there's stories and truth to be told in the comedy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, therein lies the story.
And the thing is that there's so many stories and so many people who have put their blood, sweat, and tears in the city. Not just the new stuff. A lot of people do that, go after all the new things. But like just last week, we ran a story on this place called Red Hot's Coney Island.
Okay.
And this place has been around since I believe 1912 or 1921, and they actually will claim that they're actually the oldest Coney compared to American, because they'll tell you American was like a shoe shop. Like there's a throwdown here.
Really?
Oh, there's a total but that's a great story, right? But that's not the newest thing. That's the thing that's been there, and it's been there so long. It used to serve Ford employees at the Highland Park plant, and it's still there. And that's part of the beauty of Detroit. It's all of those stories. It's all of that tapestry. I tell people Detroit is not a blank canvas, but there's all the paint you want to make a creation.
So it's really about getting a hold of all those people to tell those stories before they unfortunately die off, right?
Well, and that's
there's like that historical reference that it's not like you can go to Wikipedia and say, American Coney Island is not the oldest one, because stories change.
Well, and maybe they are, but this is the fun of checking it out. And
exactly.
What it
exactly.
is.
Therein lies the story.
Right,
that was a great quote, Jeremiah. I'm going to steal that one, just like I steal all Brian's.
Make sure to text me beforehand.
I've never said fuck American, and I never will.
I'm going to start getting a trademark on everything I say.
Good luck with those legal fees.
Yeah, right.
No. Oh yeah, we do have a great attorney at Bamboo.
Yeah, we have a great lawyer.
No, but that's the great part about it. I mean, hell yeah. I mean, I love the stories you guys put out. I love all the stuff that we've done together. Just because, it is. It's not. You guys don't sugarcoat anything. It's not Detroit is so awesome. It's the real, here's what's going on. Yes, it has its issues. Yes, it has its problems. But here's what's going on that could make things better. And by the way, and here's just crap that's happening downtown. And more to the point, if you're going to do it, at least to one of the earlier conversations where, hey, they probably never even been downtown when they were complaining about the event at Hockeytown Cafe. At least dive in and experience it before you're going to talk about it. And that's what you got. That's what you guys provide. Is here's your insight into what you should come down and play with.
Dave, it's classic Detroit. Yeah, it's dirty, but it's mine. Kiss my ass.
Right.
I mean, that's what you bring.
I was going to say, there's also you get the personality. Like, you get to see the people behind the media, and you get to feel like they're a part of your community too. And I think that makes people relate to it so well.
Well, and I think the thing is that people like to say they're unbiased or there's some sort of thing. We're completely biased, but our party is Detroit. We're not Republicans. We're not Democrats. We're what's best for Detroit and the Detroit metro region.
Right.
And that means sometimes we take positions that aren't popular, but that's okay because
you're getting things done.
You got to get things done. You got to get involved.
And you don't have someone that you're kowtowing to. That's the entire point.
Yeah,
Oh, there is no one. I mean, basically, like, we just take the little bit and put it towards the hosting. We don't get paid for any of this stuff. I mean, it just happens. I mean, who knows in the future? But for now, it's just like we enjoy telling the story.
And by the way, Real Detroit picked up your article today, and did they do a crappy job of embedding and linking that?
At least they could link to your thing, man.
They didn't do anything.
No.
They cut and pasted.
They copy-pasted. That was it.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I was saying is at least if they're going to take and cut and paste
isn't that
the article,
what a certain CBS does?
Yeah.
If if I can make a recommendation to all the people like on the suburbs who want to come to Detroit, just get on hellyeahdetroit.com, because I was on there today just looking at, oh my goodness, Jeremiah has all these great like ideas about St. Patrick's Day, dive bars, like all the cool things. It's it's truly an authentic Detroit brand. So I love it.
Well, thank you.
We'll be here on St. Patrick's Day is where we'll be. It's next month.
The day before.
Oh my God, I hate you.
We'll be drinking.
Are you shitting me?
We're here next Monday night, Bob.
No,
Bob, you know the party's on Sunday.
You're Irish too.
Bob and Russ will be here.
Lederhosen.
Yes, always.
So what I was saying is I'm going to be downtown on Sunday for the parade.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Who goes to parades?
My
Candy ass.
my kids.
Yeah.
Oh, your kids drive you down here?
Yeah, my kids drive me down here because
they wouldn't know if there's a parade or not.
But you know what's interesting about
Tell that to my daughter.
Well, what's interesting about that? You talk about the parades. Everyone is all hyped about the new people moving into the city and all that other stuff. So many people share it who come back and remember, like, oh yeah, I used to drink there, or that's where my buddy is, or that's where I met my wife, or
Steve's.
Yeah. All those coming here on St. Patrick's Day. I hate you.
Dude, it's a Monday night. We broadcast on Monday. How have you been here for the last 32 episodes?
Bob, you're 40. I'm sorry.
Where do you want to be?
Irish for only one day.
You know what? We'll bring Guinness instead of PBR next week.
Oh, can we?
Yeah.
Can we?
We'll bring Guinness and Jameson's. And
note to the listener.
Are we talking about Guinness here?
Note to the listeners. Jeff's eyes are as large as dinner plates.
I'm going wherever the Guinness is.
We'll bring Guinness, Harp, and Jameson's next Monday night.
My last name is Mackey. Come on.
Can somebody try to be re-invited for Guinness night?
Okay, so if you're
daggers
Mackey,
that Bob is shooting at me right now.
Can you make it through all 10 plus 1 parties?
I have to be in
Sunday.
Grand Rapids at 10
I don't
o'clock on
think
the
so.
18th, by the way. It's a little... I just got that meeting request today.
So again, better that you should be here.
To Dave's point, I'm 42 years old, so I don't think that's going to happen.
That means I got to leave at 7:30 to Grand Rapids.
Yeah. So again, better you should be here.
Yes.
So I guess what's on the horizon? I mean, what's coming up? Like, is there anything like? So I know I read part 1 of the Rusty and Patrick Bike Across Detroit thing.
All of those are actually online.
They're all out live
now. The whole
now.
thing's online. And then actually one of the things that they're working on is putting together a Kindle single.
Okay.
Very cool.
And taking some of these stories and putting them into different formats and seeing how people do that. I mean, who knows if it's going to work or not? We don't know.
Right.
But put it out there and for the good of it, and say, hey, it's an interesting story. I mean, there's that. There's other things. There's always going to be another adventure. They're working on a couple other adventure ideas for the spring and summertime. As soon as it warms up, I think we're gonna, of course. Oh, always adventure with
treasure.
Treasure on Belle Isle.
What are you doing, fella? Looking for treasure.
We're definitely working on making sure there's more inclusive coverage of suburban areas as well, because that's important, because it is one regional family, and we do believe that.
Right.
And making sure that there's events and things that people can get involved in, more lists, more just seeing what's out there and see what really fits and what people are interested in. That's what it's about. It's an organic thing. This isn't like someone came down with $500,000 and said, this is what we're going to try to do and make this model work. No, it's more like...
Really isn't that basically what Dan Gilbert exactly is trying to do?
You mean Detroit has to work with the suburbs to succeed?
What? No. I don't understand.
Well, there's a joke that
wait, the people have to actually come down to the city?
Well, it's funny because we we're getting to the point now where
no more 5Ks,
where we have these readers, and you realize that there's more readers and some other things have been given a lot of foundation money and things like that. And someone said, did you guys get $150,000 in foundation money or something? How do you do this? And I sat there and I go, no, we probably drank about 100 or 150 High Lifes in the last 9 months. That's about our funding.
High Life.
I mean, we're at that stage though, guys. I mean, we're right now in the sort
Drinking
of like cool hipster phase, and then you got the sort of more like investors coming in, and then eventually we'll have institutional type investment that will come in eventually, and then it'll be over. I mean, that'll be the big money. But right now, we have to pave the way.
The internet money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Warren Buffett has already endorsed Detroit, right? In a way, he was here with the governor. He committed some money to this area
because he knows you can buy stuff on penny on the dollar, man. He ain't stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You can buy a house for $500.
Like I can buy a skyscraper for $3 million. $3 billion.
Well, I mean, the deal that they got
Can't
on
we buy
like the
a
old
brewery
Free
for $1
Press
billion?
building, some of those other things are insane. Like, I don't know how you don't make money on some of the deals that some of these investors have paid for these buildings. It's true. There has been a
I
skyscraper
reckon that's
sale.
why those are the investors, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're in it for a reason. That's the entire
Jeremiah,
point.
the one thing I was talking
if everybody's going.
I was talking to Dave during the break. I said, I send my wife every other day a link to like a beautiful house in Indian Village or Parmel Park, and I said, we're moving.
Right.
And then I look at do you see the property taxes? Like, imagine what the homeowner's insurance is going to be, car insurance. I go, there's no way we can pull that off.
But that's why we have to talk about the solutions.
Well, we talk about they have to take a real hard look at that.
Well, and they are. Look at the things like the car insurance program that the mayor has floated now to do things where there's a city-driven car insurance.
city-funded car insurance program.
And that's not going to be I don't think that would be the end. I think that we've got to get really creative with our solutions because you know what? A lot of the laws in this state are sort of messed up when it comes to insurance and things like that.
I joked about it all the time too. Like, Steph and I, like Bob, to your point, like, buying a house into the city, we say, rather than buying a cottage somewhere up north, why don't we just buy a house in the city and
buy a summer home in Detroit?
Yeah, make that our staycation.
Righty-ho, my boy.
But Jeff, that's because you live up north.
But the problem
We'll be
is,
traveling to Ravenswood
but about all
in the
people,
downtown district.
all the people moving downtown, the biggest
Going to Indian Village, my lord. No, seriously though, guys. I mean, I bought a house back in 2010 in West Village for $1,000, and I did not hold on to it because the taxes were like $5,000.
Right.
And so it's like
it's more than I pay in all.
Am I going to hold on to this house and pay like 20 times the amount that I paid for it just in the taxes?
That's more than I pay for 3,000 square feet and 4-bedroom, 4-bath, and all.
Right. That's more than I pay for. That's more than I pay for an acre in Oxford.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jeff, if you moved in,
so now all you're going to have is rich aristocrats coming to Detroit, hunting pheasants.
Well, the problem is
I have hunt something.
I have seen pheasants in the city.
But you know what? Detroit,
no joke.
I was going to say, where the hell are the pheasants?
You know what? Detroit's biggest problem now is with all the young people moving in is schools.
Yeah, absolutely.
No. The problem is actually available space because we still have.
It's going to be schools.
It's going to be schools because developers. So we're into property development. We would build houses, but the thing is people who are going to raise kids in the city are not going to live here because they have to spend $20,000 per kid to send
I have
them to
a lot of friends that live in the city
right.
that send their kids out of.
And here's where I drop the hammer and I say, Jeremiah, here's why you need to be in here more than once every 30 goddamn episodes because we are up against the end of the show. So, Jeremiah, everything you do is at hellyeahdetroit.com or facebook.com/hellyeahdetroit.
Yep.
Bamboo Detroit can be found at bamboodetroit.com or facebook.com/bamboodetroit. Yes?
Absolutely.
Steve, everything you guys have going on, and we'll see you Thursday night, is at arrowstrategies.com. Are you on Facebook?
I am.
Is it, well, not you personally, the company?
Do you live alone, Steve?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody go send Steve a friend request. We'll put the link out later.
Have you ever seen a Turkish prison?
Right. Ever seen a grown man naked?
I believe it's just Arrow Strategies.
I believe it is as well.
Steve, do you like movies about gladiators?
on Twitter, we're just Arrow Strat.
Twitter?
Twitter.
Wait,
Twitter, treasure.
Hey, Twitter. And then, I'm just Steve_Gora at. That's my
This
Twitter
show's
handle.
gone to hell.
He's pulled the JFK accent out. We're going to be on Twitter. You can find me at Steve_Gora.
We parked the car on Harvard Yard.
Not what your country can do for you.
I shall have my butler tweet for me.
We live out in the city.
All right, so our event Thursday night, St. Andrews Hall. Please, for the love of God, come out. It's going to be an awesome event. We're going to have a great time.
Perhaps we'll find treasure.
As evidenced by this little microcosm of what it's going to be. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ITinTheD. You can find us on Twitter at ITinTheD. You can hit us at just ITinTheD.com.
Is he still talking?
I don't know what the hell he's saying.
Just trying to wrap things up. So that's us. We'll see you Thursday night, and if nothing else, catch us next Monday.
Beat it.
See ya.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
One group rises within Metro Detroit and uses the power of the Matrix, networking, to light our darkest hour, and will continue hosting events until all are one. IT in the D. Read, meet, listen.
Yeah, so now I'm just like doing like stupid stuff to make me laugh.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact.
No, forget the glass, Woodhouse. Just give me the pitcher. For I am a sinner in the hands of an angry God. Bloody Mary, full of vodka, blessed are you among cocktails. Pray for me now, and at the hour of my death, which I hope is soon. Amen.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
The smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night. It goes